Hi, I'm Peter DeLuise from STARGATE SG-1. I'm a director as well as a co-producer on the show, and myself, along with Martin Wood, are going to be showing you some behind the scenes of the show. Sort of the way the machine works, if you will. Hope you enjoy it.
Fly behind the scenes.
This is my office that I work out of. I'm very proud of it. It's got quite a lot of color, and it's an assault on the senses, I admit. On the wall of my office I have many concept drawings which I use to help inspire me and to remind me about all the crazy cool stuff we have on the show. During the episode Descent, this is how we go to the computer core of the mothership where Thor's engrams are being stored, and we defragment his essence onto one of these little zip drives and we take off with them. Here's a concept drawing of a prehistoric Goa'uld, a primordial symbiote, if you will, and this was something that we saw in the first one. Just above it is a concept drawing of the entity. You'll notice right there that it says Child's Play. That was a working title, and then it became known as the entity, and that is the Matrix, the supercomputer for the alien mainframe brain that came in and started wreaking havoc on the base. This is also a concept drawing of the incredible ship from Wormhole Extreme. Great color. It's very artistic, and that's why I like to keep them on my wall. This is Teal'c's wing gun. This is from The Fifth Man, where they take the gun. This has become a handy weapon for Teal'c when he wants to kick major butt. And this is a concept sketch from The Tomb, a very fun episode in which the Russian team and SG-1 got stuck in a ziggurat. Also one of my favorite horror type genre episodes. Now this, you may remember, is the body from the original pilot in which Sharae was goulded. The Jaffa came out of the pouch, and the woman put her head up here and pretended that she was going through some anxiety. This is quite a typical sight on the Stargate upper office, with everybody just hanging out in the hallways. This happens to be the moments just preceding the first production meeting. In 2 days' time, the 6th season will officially start. This is the special Thor one.
O'Neill, come after me. Watch my butt, O'Neill.
This is day one prep of Descent. It's a concept meeting. I get to sit at the head of the table. And we go through the script, the first 80 pages through the script, and we basically say, well, how are we going to do that? This is Anubis's command chair with Anubis's blanket. His blankie is still on his command chair. This is what it looks like from the outside. These are the lights that light the grid pattern in the hallway in the lower section. And if you recall, this set was first being built in an episode entitled Wormhole Extreme. Martin came through that door and he turned the corner, and at the time there was a little hole right there, and this was all wood and not painted or anything, and they actually penetrated right into the hallway, and then it went down the length of the hallway, and O'Neill and Martin came back, and that was the end of the act, where they had to stand off with the weird men in black. This is what a starfield looks like up close. This is in its folded little box, and it's hung all the way up in the rafters, and if you look really close, you can see that each one of these beautiful stars is in fact just this little weird metallic reflective thing. When it's spread out, it looks just like a field of stars. This particular piece is called the jukebox. It's the command console for the official name, but we refer to it as the jukebox. This piece goes up here, and guys place their hands here. And the big joke, of course, is that it's absolutely featureless, and our poor actors have to you know, sort of put their hands in there and say all sorts of weird gunk that equates to them operating the ship.
Well, this is strange.
Part of the effect that we're going for here is that we're on a platform in a much larger room, and so the set design is such that they put just a mirror here, and at a very steep angle. Hello, you can start to see that it loses its illusion, but here, as you can see, you start to get the feeling that the wall continues down and that we're on a platform. This is Amy, one of the most hardest working, underpaid people on the planet. It's her job to keep changing these damn numbers, which nobody knows what the hell they mean anyway. And action!
Whoa.
What is this, what you're doing here?
This is just a propane cannon that we're using to give a nice flame ball down the hall.
Is this a beer keg?
In a former life, yeah,
Yeah.
it might have been.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a container.
Yeah.
We pump in the propane through a valve, check on our gauge. When we hit the switch, open the valve, propane rushes out, hits our ignition down over here,
Down this pipe.
down this pipe,
And that's your, so that's like your pilot light.
and then we get a nice flame ball about 12 feet wide and about 15 feet long.
And then the flame ball goes up and out, 2 feet a shot.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
And action! Ready, go!
Woo! That was loud.
What?
And cut. That's one half a hole. It's theoretically impossible. There's no such thing as a half a hole, and yet, there it is. There's the other half of the hole. This is what's known as a matte extension shot, in which we film the actors over chroma green, and it tells the computer the exact outline of our characters, and then we're free to put any picture we want behind them.
This is fantastic.
Ship self-destruct has been activated. We gotta get the DSRV as far away as possible.
Hang and then drop down, all right? And action.
Jacob, this is Teal. We're on board ship.
Thing's very sturdy.
Let me have all the words and just pretend to plop down and don't break anything. Jacob, this is Teal. And action.
Jacob, this is Teal. We're on board the ship.
Teal, Captain Sam, we're in trouble. Make it
It's 2 levels down this way.
Remain here.
Yes, sir. We're at the UBC wave pool here, and there are the wave makers. We won't be using wave makers today, but essentially what this pool is for is to make waves and to test the integrity of various hull shapes of boats. But we're using it to submerge a set. This is the giant room, or what looks like a corridor, and it's being submerged into the set. And this is where Richard Dean Anderson and Amanda Tapping will be when this gets lowered, and the illusion will be that the water is rising in the room, when in fact the room is being lowered into the water. That's Amanda Tapping. She's a good sport today. We soaked her with water and we made her prune up. And action, Amanda!
I'm sorry, sir. I can't bypass the system locally.
Jacob?
Yeah, without the proper codes, I can't get access to the security program. I'm gonna try to find a back door to the program.
How long is it gonna take? Looking at some major shrinkage here.
Give me a few minutes.
How long do you figure we got before the scene goes up?
A few more minutes.
Cut! This is very taxing because the water steals your heat, and it's hard enough just to learn your lines when you're dry, but when your caduties are underwater, it's especially hard.
Caduties?
Caduties is a medical term.
Next time we crash our brand new mothership, what do you say we do it in the tropics, huh?
Actually, sir, it wouldn't make a difference. At this depth, all water is ice cold.
Shallower water.
Yes, sir, I'll keep that in mind.
This is the greatest group of people I've ever worked with today. When you're working with elements like water and people, you can run into some problems. It's tantamount to working with kids, huh? Yeah. And animals.
And action, go up.
Dad, this is Sam. We're okay.
So we're in stage 6 today. Usually we're in stage 5. That's at the Cheyenne Mountain set. But this giant piece of set has also been brought here and set up. This is our death glider. And the death glider has no wings, as you can see. And if we need wings, we animate them in CG. And our actors have to climb in there and sit in the seats there. And in this scene, I'm trying to replicate a scene that you might see. You might see a scene like this, in which you see two heads, or you might see maybe a 3/4, or in Tangent you would recall that you saw lots of these kinds of shots.
Nothing's working back here.
This is a cloud tumbler. It has a pattern of clouds on it, and it's spun, and hopefully it's reflected in the glass there.
This is the mega mount.
That's right.
Mega mount.
It goes all the way around.
Look at this.
That's right.
Look at this.
That's crazy cool.
There we go. Now turn it upside down. Turn the camera upside down so I can do it like a puppet. If I had 2 eyes there and a mouth.
Nose.
No nose. Oh yeah. We'll have to do that.
Have you ever done that? That is the funniest thing.
This is a scene involving a glider sequence, and we have Richard Dean Anderson and Corin Nemec jumping into the glider, and they're about to make their final getaway out of the the glider bay doors. And action! It was not so great. What happened was Corin Nemec's seat was shaking quite a lot and giving it away. So we asked him not to shake quite as much. And also, Richard Dean Anderson is doing this with a very hurt knee. So even something as what would be seemingly as easy as this has the potential for utter catastrophe, and could in fact alter all our livelihood. And action!
Listen, if we don't survive this, thanks.
You're welcome.
Now, Amanda, be looking at Bill off the top. And action!
Everybody all right?
Yes, sir, we're fine.
And cut. Lovely.
That's a gut.
Hang on. All members of SG-1 present and accounted for. Teal, take lead.